Have you ever heard of a prophecy so ancient, so mysterious that it speaks of a time when the very heavens will deliver a sign of judgment? A fiery messenger streaking across the sky, signaling the end of one world and the beginning of another. The Hopi people, one of the most spiritually profound and mysterious tribes of North America, have carried such a prophecy for countless generations. They speak of a cosmic harbinger, a comet that will one day blaze through the skies of Earth, bringing with it not only destruction but renewal, a chance for humanity to rise or fall. In modern times, some have begun to whisper that the mysterious interstellar visitor, known as Comet 3I Atlas, could be the very sign foretold in those sacred prophecies. But what if this isn't just myth? What if science, astronomy, and prophecy are all pointing toward the same terrifying truth? The Hopi prophecies are unlike anything else in the world of indigenous traditions. They are not vague metaphors, they are startlingly direct. Among the most powerful is the prophecy of the blue star Kachina, a celestial object that would appear in the heavens, marking the beginning of the end of the fourth world and the painful birth of the fifth. The Hopi have long taught that humanity has gone through several worlds before this one, each destroyed because of corruption, greed, and a loss of spiritual connection with the Creator. We are now in the fourth world, and according to the Hopi, it is already dying. They warned that a great purification would come, heralded by signs in the sky. A comet, a cosmic visitor. And when this happens, humanity will have to choose between clinging to destruction or walking into renewal. Now consider this. In 2019, astronomers detected an extraordinary object entering our solar system. It was named 2I Borisov, the first interstellar comet ever observed. Then, in 2022, another mystery followed. Comet 3I Atlas, another visitor not bound by our sun, coming from the endless depths of interstellar space. These are not ordinary comets that orbit the sun. These are wanderers, strangers, cosmic messengers from the unknown. Their very existence is rare beyond imagination. And the Hopi said long ago that when the great comet of judgment returns, humanity will know its hour has come. Could it be that these new interstellar comets are not mere chance, but the very fulfillment of a warning that has echoed for centuries? The Hopi elders speak of a day when a blue star or comet will shine brighter than anything else in the sky. This will not be a distant light that astronomers only whisper about in their observatories. It will be a spectacle seen by all, and it will terrify nations. The comet, they say, will not only bring fire but also shake the earth, split lands, and change seas. For the Hopi, this was not superstition. It was a memory, a record from cycles past. They believed that in previous worlds, great celestial events destroyed civilizations. Floods, fire, ice, catastrophes always came from the heavens. So when they warn of another comet, they are not speculating, they are remembering. Think about it. In the modern world, we imagine ourselves safe, shielded by science and technology. We look at the stars as something far away, irrelevant to daily life. But every astronomer knows that Earth has been shaped, scarred, and even nearly extinguished by cosmic impacts. 66 million years ago, a comet or asteroid ended the reign of the dinosaurs. Thousands of years ago, massive impacts scarred the surface of the planet and shook ancient civilizations. And in 1908, the Tunguska event in Siberia flattened entire forests, caused by nothing more than a small cosmic rock. Now imagine something far greater, a massive interstellar comet plunging through the solar system, not a predictable cyclical visitor like Halley's Comet, but a stranger from the deep void, carrying energies and mysteries we cannot fathom. The Hopi prophecies describe exactly this, a cosmic intruder, a sign that humanity's arrogance has reached its final stage. What makes Comet 3I Atlas so unsettling is not just its interstellar origin. It is that it seems to come almost as if on schedule, just as prophecies around the world speak of an age of great upheaval. The Hopi are not alone. The Norse spoke of Ragnarok, when the sky would split and stars would fall. The Book of Revelation describes a star called Wormwood falling from the heavens, poisoning the waters of earth. The Mayans too spoke of celestial cycles, of times when the heavens reset the world below. Different cultures, separated by oceans and centuries, All foresaw a moment when the sky itself would turn against humanity. And now, in our lifetimes, we witness interstellar comets entering our solar system, something never seen in all of recorded history until just now. Is this coincidence, or is it the beginning of prophecy unfolding? The Hopi elders also warned that when the great comet appears, humanity will already be divided. There will be those who cling to the old, destructive ways of greed, war, and materialism, and those who choose to return to balance, to harmony with the earth and spirit. The comet does not only bring destruction, it brings choice. It is the Creator's final test. Those who see only doom will perish in their fear. Those who listen, prepare, and live in harmony will survive into the fifth world. This is not just a myth of fire and brimstone. It is a deep spiritual truth. A comet is a mirror. It shows us what we are inside. If humanity is corrupted, the comet becomes our executioner. If humanity is humble, it becomes our purifier. Let us look closer at the strange nature of Comet 3I Atlas. Astronomers describe it as unusually bright and volatile, breaking apart as it approached the sun. Some said it was disintegrating, losing its strength. But from another perspective, this is exactly what makes it terrifying. A breaking comet does not vanish, it becomes a shotgun blast of fragments, each one capable of colliding with Earth. A single fragment the size of a mountain could erase nations. And this is what the Hopi spoke of: the shaking of the earth, the burning of the sky, the cleansing fire. Even if no direct impact occurs, the tail of a comet can fill our skies with dust, dimming the sun, altering climates, and bringing famine. The ancients knew this, not through telescopes, but through memory, because they had seen it before. Across the world, myths tell of a sky filled with fire. The Zoroastrians spoke of Freshokareti, a purification by molten metal sweeping the earth. The Chinese spoke of heavenly dragons devouring the sky. The Native Americans, including the Hopi, remembered stars that fell, fire that rained, and darkness that swallowed days. These are not fairy tales. They are records of comet encounters. Humanity carries an unconscious memory of a time when the sky itself turned against us. And now in the era of 3I Atlas, that memory is stirring again. The Hopi do not merely predict doom. They teach survival. Their prophecies say that when the comet of judgment comes, those who live close to the earth, who honor the sacred, who remain humble, will endure. But those who depend on technology, power, and greed will find themselves helpless. Cities may crumble, machines may fail, governments may fall, but the simple life, the life in harmony with nature, will survive. This is why the Hopi elders still live simply, still perform ceremonies, still speak the ancient language. They are preparing for the fifth world, while most of humanity is asleep. But here is the deeper mystery. Could it be that the Hopi were not merely speaking of a physical comet, but also a spiritual one, a force of judgment that burns not just the earth, but the soul of humanity? When they speak of the blue star Kachina dancing in the sky, they also speak of masks being removed, of truth being revealed. A comet is light, brilliant, undeniable light. It exposes what is hidden. In our time, corruption, lies, and secrets are being exposed on a scale never seen before. Governments are failing, institutions are collapsing, the hidden is being revealed. This too is part of the prophecy. The comet brings judgment, not only in fire, but in truth. Comet 3I Atlas may or may not strike the Earth, but its meaning is already striking us. It is forcing us to confront the reality that we are fragile, that the heavens are not silent, and that prophecy is not just legend, it is memory and warning. Every great culture that forgot humility, that drowned in arrogance, was eventually brought low. We are at that threshold now. The comet is the Creator's messenger, and its message is simple: change or be swept away. The Hopi say the comet is not simply an object, but a spirit. To them, the stars, planets, and comets are living beings with a purpose. They are not random rocks in a cold universe. They are messengers of the Great Spirit. Every movement in the heavens carries a story, a lesson, a warning. When a new comet suddenly enters the sky, the Hopi see it as a voice calling out across the void. Prepare. Remember who you are. Return to balance. This is why the elders treat the sky as sacred. They watch the stars as carefully as farmers watch the soil, and when they saw the sign of the blue star in their visions, they knew it meant humanity was reaching a turning point. But what exactly is this turning point? Modern thinkers might interpret it as climate change, wars, artificial intelligence, or social collapse. All of these are pieces of the prophecy, but the comet is the culmination, the final sign. For centuries, we have built empires of steel and greed, ignoring the laws of nature. We poison rivers, cut down forests, burn the air, and pretend the earth will endure forever. The Hopi warn that such arrogance always ends in catastrophe. The comet, whether by physical impact or by spiritual awakening, is the reset button. It ends the old ways. It forces humanity to begin again. When astronomers discovered Three-Eye Atlas, they were astonished by its brilliance. It flared brighter than expected, then fragmented. Some dismissed it as just another icy traveler, but others sensed it was different. Interstellar comets are so rare that in all of human history none had been seen until the last decade. Now suddenly more than one has appeared. Why now? Why in our time of greatest global crisis? Science may shrug and call it coincidence, but the Hopi do not believe in coincidence. To them, timing is sacred. The comet comes when humanity is ready or unready for judgment. And let us remember this: the Hopi are not the only ones who foresaw such a sign. Across the world, visions converge. In the Christian tradition, the Book of Revelation speaks of a star named Wormwood that falls from heaven, burning like a torch, poisoning rivers and seas. Its appearance brings great suffering, famine, and death. The Hopi's blue star, Kachina, the Norse's burning star of Ragnarok, the Mayan calendar's cycles of renewal, all describe the same archetype, a heavenly fire that marks the end of one age and the dawn of another. It is as if humanity's deepest memory carries the imprint of a comet, a celestial purifier, returning again and again in cycles. And now we stand at the edge of that cycle. The comet is not merely destruction, it is judgment. Judgment is not about punishment, it is about revealing truth. Imagine a mirror held up to humanity, reflecting everything we have become. That is the comet. Its blazing light forces us to see ourselves. And what do we see? A world divided, consumed by materialism, where greed outweighs compassion, where technology races ahead of wisdom. The comet does not need to strike the earth to deliver judgment. Its very presence forces us to confront who we are. Are we a species ready for the fifth world, or are we still trapped in the arrogance of the fourth? The Hopi teachings speak of worlds destroyed in the past. The first world ended in fire, the second ended in ice, the third was swept away by floods. Each time, humanity had strayed too far from balance, and each time, only a remnant survived. Now we are in the fourth world, and the Hopi warn that it too is dying. But death is not the end. The fifth world waits to be born. The comet is both midwife and executioner. It will destroy what must perish, but it will also announce the new. This is why the Hopi never speak of doom without hope. They know destruction is only half the prophecy, renewal is the other. When we look at Comet Three-Eye Atlas through telescopes, we see gas, ice, and dust. But when the Hopi look at it through prophecy, they see destiny. They see the ancient cycle repeating. They see the hand of the Creator reminding humanity that we are not masters of the universe, we are guests. And guests must live in respect. If not, the host will cleanse the house. Some scientists argue that interstellar comets like Atlas could be carriers of life or carriers of death. They may bring organic molecules, seeding planets with the ingredients for life. Or they may bring pathogens, alien microbes that Earth has never encountered. The Hopi would see both possibilities as one truth. Comets are carriers of change. They bring endings and beginnings. They bring death and life. That duality is the essence of judgment. For some, the comet will be a curse. For others, it will be salvation. The deeper mystery lies in timing. Why is humanity encountering these signs now? The Hopi say time is not linear, it is cyclical. We move through worlds like the hands of a clock, and every time the hand reaches the top, the sky delivers a sign. The comet is not random, it is the clock striking midnight. That is why the Hopi elders still warn us. Prepare, because the end of one world is the beginning of another. Do not cling to what is dying. Prepare to step into what is being born. But what does preparation mean? For the Hopi, it is not building bunkers or stockpiling weapons. It is returning to simplicity. It is humility. It is respect for the earth. It is prayer, ceremony, and remembering the sacred ways. They say that those who live in balance will not fear the comet. They will endure the purification and walk into the fifth world. Those who mock, who ignore, who laugh at prophecy, these will be swept away, not because the Creator is cruel, but because they chose to remain blind. The comet's fire is neutral. It destroys what is weak and preserves what is strong in spirit. This message may sound ancient, but it is more relevant today than ever. Look at the state of our world. We live in an age of fire, the burning of forests, the heating of the atmosphere, the fires of war spreading across nations. We live in an age of disintegration, political systems collapsing, societies fragmenting, truths breaking apart. The comet mirrors this. Just as 3i Atlas fragmented, so too is humanity fragmenting. The sign in the sky is reflecting the state of the earth below. This is the cosmic mirror the Hopi speak of. The heavens do not lie. They show us what we have become. And yet within this chaos there is hope. The Hopi remind us that after every destruction, a remnant survives to begin anew. The fifth world will not be born of governments, corporations, or empires. It will be born of those who live simply, who honor life, who choose humility over arrogance. The comet comes not to destroy all, but to sift, to separate those who cling to death from those who embrace renewal. It is a purification, not an annihilation. Let us go deeper into the symbolism of the blue star Kachina. In Hopi ceremonies, the Kachinas are spiritual messengers who wear masks. The prophecy says that when the blue star Kachina dances in the plaza without a mask, the end will be near. What does this mean? It means that truth will no longer be hidden. The mask will be removed. Secrets will be exposed. This is happening now across the world. Hidden corruption is being revealed. Lies are collapsing. Systems that wore masks of righteousness are being stripped bare. The comet, in its blazing light, strips away illusions. This is why so many fear it, not because of its physical danger, but because it exposes what we would rather keep hidden. Comet 3i Atlas may have fragmented, but perhaps that is its very purpose. Fragmentation means multiplication. Instead of one messenger, many pieces now streak through space. Each fragment carries the same message. Prepare. Do not dismiss the prophecy because the comet broke apart. Instead, see it as a reflection of our world. Everything fragmented, yet everything carrying the same truth. The Hopi elders often spoke in metaphors that only the wise could decode. Perhaps the blue star was never about a single comet. Perhaps it was about a wave of celestial messengers, arriving one after another, until humanity could no longer deny the truth. The strange reality is this: never before in recorded history have we observed interstellar comets, and now, in the span of just a few years, we have seen them. To the Hopi, this is not an accident. It is the unfolding of prophecy. The universe is speaking in signs, and only those with open eyes and open hearts will hear it. The rest will dismiss it as coincidence until the fire touches them directly. The Hopi prophecy is not about fear, it is about awakening. It is an alarm clock ringing at the end of the fourth world. It is a chance for humanity to stop, to breathe, to remember what matters. The comet is a warning, but also a gift. It is the Creator's way of saying, you have strayed too far, but you still have a chance. Return now, before it is too late. That is why the elders keep sharing their words, even when mocked or ignored. They are not speaking for themselves. They are speaking for the future, for the fifth world. And so we must ask, what will humanity do? Will we continue down the path of destruction, pretending we are invincible, ignoring the signs? Or will we listen, humble ourselves, and prepare for renewal? The comet has already come. The prophecy has already stirred. The choice is ours. Judgment is not a date in the future. It is now. Every decision we make, every way we treat the earth, every act of compassion or cruelty, we are already writing our place in the fifth world. The Hopi speak of worlds ending, but they also speak of worlds beginning. Too often we hear only the doom, forgetting the hope that shines just as brightly. The comet, they tell us, is not the destroyer, it is the purifier. Fire can burn, but it also cleanses. It removes what is rotten so that what is healthy may grow. The comet is the match that lights the fire of transformation. And so while some will see only death, the Hopi see renewal. They do not fear the blue star, they honor it as the herald of the fifth world. This world we live in now, the fourth, is already collapsing. Corruption spreads through governments, division tears through nations. The earth groans under our weight. These are not signs of strength, they are signs of ending. The comet only reveals what is already true. This world is dying, and a new one waits to be born. What does this new world look like? The Hopi say it will be simpler, smaller, communities living in harmony with nature, not sprawling empires of steel and greed. The fifth world will not be measured by technology, but by spirit. It will be a world where the sacred is remembered, where humanity lives once more as part of the earth, not its master. The Hopi believe some will survive to see this world, but only those who prepare, not with weapons, but with humility. They say the fifth world is not guaranteed for everyone. It must be chosen. Those who continue down the path of arrogance will not cross over. They will vanish with the fourth world. This is the essence of judgment. The comet does not destroy blindly. It separates, it tests, it decides. And so the question becomes, how do we choose? The Hopi give simple answers. Live humbly, respect the earth, honor the sacred. Do not cling to greed, power, or deception. Be honest, be kind. Live as if the earth is alive, because it is. The Hopi do not demand miracles. They demand humility. And in a world obsessed with dominance and wealth, humility may be the greatest miracle of all. The comet does not demand that we become saints overnight. It demands that we remember who we are, children of the earth, guests in the Creator's universe. This is the test, and this is the preparation. But the mystery goes deeper. The comet's message is not just for individuals, it is for nations, for civilizations. The Hopi warned that when the blue star appears, the great powers of the world will crumble. Their masks will be torn away. Their corruption will be revealed. Do we not see this already? Governments losing trust, economies teetering, secrets leaking, power unraveling? The comet's light is already shining, exposing what was hidden. This too is judgment. The comet does not strike with fire alone, it strikes with truth, and truth can be more devastating than flame. Imagine a world where all lies are exposed, where every secret is dragged into the light, where the masks of the powerful are torn away. That is what the Hopi meant by the Kachina removing its mask and dancing in the plaza. It is happening now. Truth is being revealed faster than ever before. Technology spreads it across the globe in seconds. No empire can hide forever, and the comet, blazing in the sky, is the symbol of this unveiling. Its light cannot be hidden. Its presence cannot be denied. It is the great unmasking of humanity. Comet 3I Atlas, though it fragmented, fulfilled its purpose. Its very disintegration mirrors our world, systems breaking apart, nations splitting, identities fracturing. But from the fragments, new seeds can be planted, just as a shattered comet spreads dust across the solar system, creating trails that shine for centuries. So too does this moment scatter the seeds of a new world. The fifth world will not be built in a day. It will emerge slowly, piece by piece, from the ruins of the old. And those who survive will remember the comet as the sign that told them the time has come. But there is another layer. The Hopi prophecies speak not only of a comet, but of visitors, beings who come from the stars. The Kachinas are often described as star people, messengers who wear masks and bring teachings. Could the comet itself be a vessel? Could interstellar comets like Atlas be more than ice and rock? Could they carry life, intelligence, or messages from beyond? Science has begun to entertain such questions. Some astronomers speculate that interstellar objects could be probes, fragments of alien technology disguised as natural comets. To the Hopi, this is not science fiction, it is tradition. They have always said the Kachinas come from the stars, that they will return when the time of purification begins. Perhaps the comet is not only a sign but also a carrier of those very messengers. Perhaps the blue star is alive in ways we cannot yet imagine. This would mean the prophecy is even larger than we think. It is not only about Earth, it is about our place in the cosmos. The comet does not merely judge humanity, it reconnects us to the stars. It reminds us that we are not alone, not separate, but part of a larger family of life. The Hopi never saw themselves as isolated. They saw themselves as connected to the universe, to the cycles of stars and planets. The comet is a reminder of this truth. It is a cosmic messenger, not only of judgment but of belonging. It calls us to remember that Earth is not the center, but part of a greater whole. And so the prophecy unfolds on every level. Individually, it demands humility. Socially, it demands truth. Spiritually, it demands balance. Cosmically, it demands remembrance. This is why the Hopi prophecy endures. It is not a tale of destruction for its own sake. It is a map, a warning, a guide. It is a chance for humanity to step through the fire into something greater, but only if we listen, only if we prepare, only if we choose. Comet 3I Atlas may be gone from our skies for now, but its message lingers. The fact that it appeared at all in this age of chaos and transition is itself the sign. The Hopi do not measure prophecy by dates. They measure it by events, by signs, by fulfillment. The comet has come. The world is unraveling. The masks are falling. The purification is here. The fifth world waits. What more proof do we need? Yet the Hopi also remind us, prophecy is not destiny. It is warning. It is possibility. Humanity still has a choice. We can embrace humility, or we can continue in arrogance. We can prepare for the fifth world, or we can vanish with the fourth. The comet does not choose for us, it reveals the choice. The Creator has given us freedom, and freedom means responsibility. The Hopi elders do not say all is lost. They say, choose wisely, for the time is short. And this is where the true weight of the prophecy strikes. It is not about fear. It is about responsibility. It is not about waiting for the sky to fall. It is about acting now, living rightly, so that when the sky does fall, we will endure. The comet is not a countdown. It is a mirror. It shows us who we are. And the question is simple. When we see ourselves, do we recognize what we see, or do we turn away? The Hopi tell us, do not turn away. Look into the light. Accept the truth. Prepare your heart. Only then will you step into the fifth world. The greatest tragedy would not be the comet's fire. The greatest tragedy would be ignoring its message. Humanity could survive a comet strike. We have survived floods, ice, fire, and war. But we cannot survive forgetting who we are. If we forget, if we dismiss, if we mock the prophecy, then even without fire from the sky, we will destroy ourselves. The Hopi know this. That is why they speak again and again, even when the world does not listen. They know the comet is not only a celestial body, it is a story, a truth, a final chance. And so we return to the question, is Comet 3I Atlas the Hopi's comet of judgment? Perhaps yes, perhaps no. But in the end, the answer does not matter. What matters is that the signs are here. The world is unraveling. The purification has begun. Whether Atlas was the comet or whether another greater one is still to come, the message remains the same. Prepare. Live rightly. Do not wait for the sky to deliver absolute proof. By then, it may be too late. The wise act before the fire falls. The Hopi have given us the wisdom, the comet has given us the sign, the rest is up to us. So as you hear these words, as you imagine the blazing light of a comet streaking across the heavens, ask yourself, am I ready? Am I living in balance? Am I prepared for truth, even if it burns? Because that is the heart of prophecy. It is not about predicting a date, it is about preparing a soul. The comet is already here, the judgment is already unfolding, the fifth world is already waiting, and only those who choose will cross the threshold. The Hopi elders once said, "Those who return to the old ways, who live simply and close to the earth, will survive. Those who cling to the ways of greed and power will not." This is not superstition. This is common sense, spoken in sacred language. In a world of collapse, simplicity endures. In a world of fire, humility survives. In a world of lies, truth prevails. The comet only reveals what was always true. That is the final mystery of the prophecy. The comet does not change us. It shows us the choice was always ours. The fire only makes it visible. And so the Hopi prophecy stands before us like a mirror in the sky. We cannot escape it. We cannot deny it. We can only decide. Will we walk into the fifth world, or will we vanish with the fourth? The comet blazes, the fire burns, the judgment unfolds, and the time to choose is now.